Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys some exercises using playing cards to hone all of your clairs. So these exercises are some of the most go-to exercises for honing your clairs, and that's using playing cards. These are sort of similar to the Zener cards, but if you don't want to go out of your way to buy those, you can just get your average old deck of cards that you got laying around your house. The key thing here is that it needs to have a red suit and a black suit. So this first exercise is basically just a guessing game. So once you've centered, become present, make sure that you're talking to somebody of your highest and best good, you sort of got your monkey mind out of the way and you're in a receptive state, then you want to ask what color card is on top. Now, to hone your clairs, what you want to do is focus on each clair individually. So let's start with clairvoyance. So when you say, I want to know what color is on top, you're going to say, I want to know it with my clairvoyance ability. So you're going to expect to see it, whether that's in your mind's eye, whether that's kind of like on a movie screen in front of you. What you want to do is you want to tell your guides, nope, I only want to see it. I want to see the answer. I want it to be clairvoyantly given to me. And so if you start to receive it with another clair, say, nope, nope, nope. Tell me or show me visually. And so you want to make two different piles for your guesses. So if you guessed that this was black, make a black pile over here, make a red pile over here. And what you want to do is just go through this whole entire deck and only see it. Make sure that you're actually seeing it every single time. You're wiping the slate clean in between each card pull. It's really easy to just be like, whatever, but you want to be able to focus on that clair and try really hard to see it. Now, once you're done, you could go through the whole deck or you could just do a couple cards. Move on to the next clair, Clairaudience. So then you want to hear the information. So you want to hear the word red or you want to hear the word black, or maybe it's just a thought in your brain. So red, black, and then do the same thing, make a red pile, make a black pile, go through the whole thing. I'm going to come back to Clairsentience and Clairgustance and Clairalience because those ones are kind of interesting because how do you taste, smell, and feel colors? And I'll help you guys with that in a second. But really quick, Claircognizance, which is the last clair, is all about that fast download, that fast knowing. And that's probably the simplest one to do with this. And this is probably the best exercise to use for Claircognizance. And it's just the fast. What is it? Red, red, black, black, red, red, black. I know I'm getting my piles all mixed up. The important thing here is that you're going fast, you're going with your gut, you're not second guessing it. And it doesn't matter how you receive it, whether you see it, feel it, any of that, you're just going with that first gut feeling. And that really hones that claircognizant ability. So in theory, you should have two piles in front of you. And what you can do at the end is you can look and, say this was my black pile. Then I can flip it over and see, okay, it's about all black, or maybe it's all red, or it's maybe an equal mix. And then this was my red pile. I didn't do such a good job. Or, oh, wow, I did a really good job. But this part, the analyzing it and judging yourself and grading yourself really is not important. My mentor, Karen Fox, actually told us to never look at them. But sometimes it's helpful to know every now and then if you're progressing. But really, you guys, it's not about the accuracy, it's about the practice. And the more you hone each of those individual clairs, the easier it will be to differentiate between them and really understand what your strengths are and your weaknesses are. So then you can really start to work with clairsentience if you're really bad at it. Or okay, I'm really good at clairvoyance, so I'm going to start to use that a lot more. So going back to clairsentience, clairalience, and clairgustance, how do you taste and feel and smell card colors? Well, let's start with clairsentience. So for all of these, what you can do is use a symbol. And so basically what you do is before you do a reading and try to guess which color is what card, you ask your guides, okay, I'm about to do clairalience. I'm about to smell the answer. So guides, show me what the smell might be for red. And then maybe you smell like an apple or something. And then you say, show me what black smells like. And maybe you smell licorice or something like that. Or this can even go the opposite. You don't have to ask your guides. You can set the intention. Guides, this is what I want to smell. I want to smell cherries with red, and I want to smell cookies with black. So either way, you can ask them to show you, or you can set it yourself. But the whole point here is you found something else to symbolize that color. And you can do this with Clairsentience as well. So you can ask your guides, how does red feel? How does black feel? And you might feel heat or cool, or you might feel a texture. You might feel maybe something like brush you on this side versus something brush you on that side. The important thing is you want it to be a feeling, you want it to be a smell, you want it to be a taste. And that way you can practice those clairs and hone those clairs even more. So that technique is using the symbols. Now, here is another way that you can actually use Clairsentience, and that is by feeling the actual cards. So what you want to do is you want to find a red card and find a black card. And so start with one, and you want to close your eyes and you want to say, what does this card feel like? And if you saw my video where I sort of talked through an energy ball, I sort of give an explanation of how everything has energy. And so this card has a little bit different of an energy than a black card. And so what you want to do is just sit with it for like a minute and feel what red feels like, and then swap over to black and feel that difference. And there might not actually be a difference, but what you're doing is you're asking your guides to make a difference. And then when you are actually going through the cards and trying to guess which ones are red and black, put your hand over the top, and which of that sensation are you feeling? Was it the same sensation that red gave you, or was it the same sensation that black gave you? So sometimes you can feel like a pulsing, sometimes you can feel heat, again, textures. Sometimes when I do this, like my hand moves a certain direction versus the other color might move a different direction. Sometimes it's maybe the proximity. So sometimes I feel like my hand's being drawn towards, and maybe the other card, your hand feels like it's being pushed away. So this one might take a little bit more time because you're actually feeling the cards. But remember, none of this is about speed. The only one that's really about speed is Claircognizance. So that's how you can use playing cards, and that's all sort of guessing games. Now the other thing you can do are matching games. I don't quite like to use these cards for the matching games, but you can do those, and this is basically like Go Fish. I don't usually like to use a deck of cards for the matching game because technically these cards don't match each other, but the point of this is you want to pull one card. Okay, this is a red card, and you're going to lay out all the other cards in front of you, and you're going to try to find another red card. But because these don't match exactly, like they have different suits and different numbers, I kind of just like to focus on cards that only have colors. So if you buy Karen's Build Your Psychic Skills 90-Day Plan cards, which I've done a video on, in the very back, it comes with color cards exactly for this. So here are the extra cards that it comes with, and it comes with all sorts of different colors that you can use. So what you want to focus on are the orange and the blue cards. So there's a good chunk of these orange cards, and there's a good chunk of these blue cards. And then there's 3 additional colors, but that's for different exercises that are in her 90-day cards. And so how the matching game works is shuffle them all together and lay them out in front of you. You want to not know what's what or what color is where. And then you want to pull one card. And this is not intuitively, you just pull it. Okay, there's the first card I'm trying to get, and that's an orange card. So then what I want to do is use my clairs again. Let's start with Clairvoyance. And I want to say, guides, which one of these cards is an orange card? And I want to see it. And so maybe you look at the card and you see orange, or maybe kind of when I look, I sort of see it like pop out to me or get bigger in my mind's eye, or sort of like have a vibration or an energy around it. And so I see that. And so then I say, okay, this card, I'm seeing orange. Oh, it's right. So then you want to shuffle these back in because you don't want to be analytical of, oh, well, I've mostly pulled orange cards, so there must be mostly blue cards left. You don't want to get into that analytical state. It's a new card every time. So again, okay, here's orange. I do it all over again. So I can use Clairvoyance the first time. So Clairaudience would be, I want to hear what the answer is. Maybe you hear that it's the card on top. Maybe you hear that it's the card furthest away from you. Maybe it's a thought in your brain of, I should go with this one. And that's how you can sort of hone clairaudience. Now, clairsentience, you can use that same technique of what I did beforehand, of find an orange card, find a blue card. Before you even start, feel this orange card. What does it feel like? Feel the blue card. What does it feel like? And then the Psychic Go Fish, I love mostly for clairsentience because I can flip it over orange. Okay, and then I want to hover my hands over the cards to find that same energy, that same vibration. And then I find it, and then, yay, I made a match. Again, doesn't matter if you didn't, it's about practice. You can still use a symbol for Clairgustance and Clairalience. You know, you are pulling out a card and you're trying to find a match. Well, what is the taste or the smell of this card? And then you try to find the taste or the smell of the other card. This sounds so crazy when I'm saying this out loud, but I think it's really cool how you can do this exercise and actually be pleasantly surprised with the results. Like the first couple times you might be frustrated because you're not doing it right, but really stick with it. This is one of the best ways I know how to hone each clair individually. And honestly, sitting down and doing all 6 clairs can be a lot. So I would highly recommend just sitting down and working on one that's maybe your weakest, or maybe working on one that's your strongest so that you can see the difference and feel a little bit more comfortable and confident in that clair. Last clair is Claircognizance, and that one's easy because you can just go with your gut. Maybe you see it, maybe you feel it, maybe you taste it or smell it, but you're just playing that same matching game over and over again, and you're finding those matches. I think Claircognizance still works better with your playing cards, but you can do it with this as well. So there you have it, you guys. Now you should have 2 new exercises to try to hone these clairs. And I mean, the possibilities of this are endless because you have a matching game and you have a guessing game. You have 2 different types of cards and you have 6 clairs for each of these exercises to go through. So hopefully that gives you guys lots of fun practice. If you're wanting to learn more than just these card exercises, check out my playlist. I have a ton of videos that I try to teach you guys new techniques, because not every technique works for everybody. If this card exercise just really doesn't work for you, I get it. It's okay. Sometimes your psychic ability has to be practiced differently than others. And that's why I say in my courses that you should always keep a journal or a notebook and write down your favorite techniques, because what works for me might not work for you. And that doesn't mean you're not psychic or that you're not going to get good at this. You just have to figure out what works best for you. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm hoping that I gave good instruction on this. I don't know. We'll see. And remember, you guys, at the end of the day, even if you don't get it right, that's not what it's about. It's about practicing. It's about trusting your intuition. It's about celebrating the little successes. It's the cards and the colors that you got right. And that's huge, because the more you trust it, the more it's going to keep working and the stronger it's going to get. I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching.